Hello, it's Julie Lomas, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Conscious Connections, a channel all about spirituality, positivity, living your best life. And it's autumn, or almost autumn, and I was out in the garden earlier, and the garden's full of leaves because the leaves are starting to drop. And the neighbours are cutting the hedgerows, so you can hear all the noise. And autumn's my favourite time of the month, and I got to thinking about change, making friends with change, because autumn is the month I really feel, or the season, that really helps you to accept change. If you observe nature and see how she's changing and she has no fear of letting go, we can learn so much. In my book, Comfy Slippers and a Cup of Tea, if you've not already seen it, it's a self-help book full of wisdom, and it has lots of chapters on different issues that we all go through. And I have a whole chapter on making friends with change. The world is changing at the moment at a very rapid pace, and we can't always keep up with it. I guess I can say I'm moaning because I feel that I'm being left behind. I'm doing my best to move along with the rapid changes in the world, with cashless societies, always using bank cards, not having banks to go to. Those are just some examples of what I'm always complaining about. Going into a store and there's no cashiers, it's all self-service. And this change is fast and it's rapid. And we have to move with the change. And sometimes we resist it. And I know I resist it. And maybe we can't always have it our way. I do apologise for the noise, but it is autumn. And that's why I'm doing this short video. Because we can learn how to change with nature. The climate change is affecting all of us, as you know, and our summer here in England this year is extremely wet but muggy and warm, and other parts of the world, Europe, have extreme heat waves and heat. And I did go to Greece in the summer and it was so hot. And I'm used to the heat because I've lived in the Middle East for most of my adult life. But we need to make friends with the changes. Resistance is futile. Maybe things are not going our way, and maybe some things are not that wise with the changes. But if we look through history, things change and then they find a way, and the pendulum swings both ways. And then eventually there's a balance found. In nature, we can look outside, we can watch. And autumn nature, she's not afraid of changing. She adapts and she goes through it constantly. And of course, autumn is when we have the release. We bring in the harvest, and then the trees start to change colour, and beautiful colours. It's my favourite time of the year. I'm in awe of the changes every day. I drive out, I get my husband to drive us into the countryside, and we're looking at all the changes. I look in the garden and I see how the squirrels and the animals are getting ready for the change into winter, and nothing bothers them, apart from the fact the squirrels are digging up my garden and my plant pots and things. But it's nature, and that doesn't upset me. But we have to learn to make change, friends with change, if our lives are going to be easier or happier. And sometimes we have to accept resistance is futile. But if we watch nature, she adapts, she changes, and everything's fine at the end of the day. So in my book, Comfy Slippers and a Cup of Tea, there is a whole chapter on making friends with change. It gives you some wonderful ideas, maybe writing things down in a journal, but knowing that we can't resist the change. The change is going to happen, whatever, and fighting it just makes our lives hard. But it gives you lots of ideas of how to make friends with the change, how to adapt, and letting go. And I just thought it was a good way to talk to you today, because I actually read this myself earlier today, because I was having a little internal battle with myself with some of the changes. And then I go and practice. I do actually practice my own talk sometimes. And I had a little walk in the woods and I felt better. And then I looked in the garden and I feel better. And then I remembered my book and I remembered that chapter and I read it and I do feel better. So it helps you to make friends with change in any areas of your life. I hope that's helped you, and just know change is inevitable. Nothing ever stays the same. If you do like what you hear on the channel, please, if you've not visited the channel before, please do press like, please subscribe, it is free, and there's lots of information on the channel to help you to live your most positive life. And do message me anytime you wish. And my book is available on Kindle, on Amazon, your local bookstores. You can order it, or you can get directly from me in Bahrain, in 8 Mansions. Thank you for listening, and hey, let's make friends with change. It's the only way, because change happens no matter what.